Now you know what you're fighting for.
I'm here with Dolph Lundgren, of course, and Florian Munteanu. I hope I've pronounced it correctly.
Perfect.
Before the big release of Creed 2, and I'm a big boxing fan, I'm a big Rocky fan, and of course a big fan of you guys. Guys, the first thing I wanted to ask you is, it's kind of like a birth and a renaissance. I kind of touched on this last night, right? You got the birth of a Hollywood star. This is obviously the biggest movie you've done so far, and you've got many years of experience. So perhaps I'd better not mention how many. You might clock me one. But in all seriousness, the birth and the renaissance. How do those words feel for both of you? Do they resonate in any way?
Yeah, I mean, it means a lot because, you know, it's the start, same as for Dolph back in the days. It was the start of a great career for him. So now I have an opportunity to really create something here. So I'm very happy and lucky for that. And just simply honored because I'm continue the legacy of what Dolph started.
And Dolph, it is a renaissance. I know you've had a real journey since you became a big star, a personal journey as well. Does it feel like now you've got almost, this movie has come at a time for a fresh start for you?
Yes, it does. It feels, you know, this film and Aquaman, especially this film. Yeah, I play this character who had a lot of hardships and had a long journey, and Dolph, the man, has had a long journey and a lot of hardships, and we kind of met up for this film, and you know, and then I see this guy who's kind of a young version of myself. It's all kind of, it's all pretty cool, yeah.
And here's the interesting thing, I have been lucky enough to see the movie, cool. And it brings up so many psychological kind of ingredients. Yeah. Revenge, fear, and overcoming fear. It's also about parental acceptance and approval. Now, I'm curious to know, Adam, from both of you, and I kind of know where Dolph's going to go with it, but what's the one thing that kind of pops up and hits you and kind of relates to your life in some of those situations, psychological moments in the movie?
You are going for like, how did I create those emotions?
Well, you have a number of different emotions. It hits on fear of losing against or over and above desire to win. It hits on parental acceptance. It hits on revenge as a motivator. What is it? You're obviously a professional athlete, if you like. Yes. You've been a professional. What is the biggest motivator out of those for you in your careers so far and even now?
So, you know, in order to create those emotions, those different emotions, I was always trying to connect it to some real life moments, some real life memories that I had. Either it's positive or negative, but for this character, it was more the negative moments in my life. I'm not going to tell you now in specific what moments, because it's personal and, you know, they have to remain special for me. But, you know, when I'm going into the acting, going into the scenes, you know, Dolph is for himself, I'm for myself, and I'm creating a different scenario in front of my eyes. I'm seeing something different. I'm seeing a movie again from things that happened to me in the past. And then I'm immediately in the zone and in the mood to create those emotions. And once I even start talking about it, for example, with our director, because I had to tell him my whole life story, it's very easy for me to create those emotions because those stories that I create in front of my eyes meant something for me and in my life, if that makes sense.
And Dolph?
Well, I think if you ask what things hit me, I mean, I think for my character it was the feeling misunderstood and feeling desperate and misunderstood and kind of wanting some kind of some redemption for what is, you know, for my past, and that resonated with me a lot, you know. And one thing, and also I think forgiveness was a big one later in the story, but I think those sort of the painful experience of people not really knowing who you are and not really giving you the chance you deserve, and those are big issues in my mind. You know, that's when I was a fighter, when I was been an actor, is trying to prove something to the world. Kind of thing.
Well, I think those psychological ingredients are what perhaps makes the franchise and Rocky and Creed, perhaps so popular, it is
Yeah.
the emotions it evokes in everyone. Well, listen, it's been short but
100%.
sweet,
Yeah,
and
great.
who knows, I may even get the chance to watch the movie again in the next few days, and perhaps more things will pop up.
Thanks,
It's great to
great
meet you guys.
questions. Thanks, buddy.